So I recently joined a new gym, and every time I head out the door to head to the gym, I tell my wife, hey, gonna go find Dwayne, as in Dwayne The Rock Johnson, because inside of me, I'm trying to find this stronger version of myself. And after the first few weeks of futzing around the gym and not really seeing the results that I wanted, I told myself, you know what, you need to do the same thing you tell others. Go find someone that's accomplished what you want and hire them to get you there faster. And so that's what I did. Christian built my first 5-week plan to kind of get me moving, help me work on my form, and help me take advantage of this, as he puts it, a rare opportunity to both lose fat while also building muscle. Now, if I had to boil his advice down into one word, it'd be this: consistency. There, I just saved you a ton of money on personal training and coaching. You're welcome. But the same can be said about sales inside of your agency. Sales is about being consistent. Sales is about consistency. Consistency in lead generation, consistency in nurture or relationship building, consistency in sales process, consistency in follow-up. So why do sales not happen consistently for some agencies? Well, it's usually due to one of those things being broken or kind of out of whack. So if you're feeling like sales isn't consistent, I want to give you my top tips for getting consistent sales inside of your agency. Number 1, leads. Always have the lead faucet turned on. Leads are the lifeblood of a business, but many businesses put up with unpredictable lead flow. Think of it this way. If a restaurant had nobody walk in the front door for a day, 2, 3 days, 4 days, how many days do you think would go by before the owner said, you know what, we should probably do something about this? Your agency should be generating leads every day, and don't put up with anything less than that. Number 2, nurture. Don't wait for a rainy day to start nurturing your leads. Sales requires trust. When you want to sell something to your potential clients, do they trust you? Do they even know you? Too many people think that just because a lead reaches out to them, that they're ready to buy. And then they're surprised when they don't. Lots of leads don't buy because they don't yet know enough about you or trust you enough to buy. And this is what is called a cold lead. That's the definition of a cold lead. Now, nurturing your clients over time is about warming them up and establishing more trust as you get to know them better and they get to know you better. Warming them up with emails and telling them stories, making offers to them, running webinars, providing lots of education and value. An agency that masters the skill of warming up cold leads will have as many deals as they could ever want or need. Number 3, sales process. Most agencies don't have a process that they stick to. Are you following the same steps each time you take a prospective client through the sales process, or you just feel like you're kind of winging it? Like, here's what I mean. Sometimes you give a proposal, and sometimes you just quote a price over the phone. Sometimes you'll use the same proposal as the one before, but other times you're kind of like reinventing and rewriting your proposals all over again. If every time you went to your favorite restaurant to order your favorite meal, the chef decided to totally change the recipe, would you come back again? Probably not. Now, create a sales process, stick to it, and this is really the only true way that you can make continuous improvement. If you're changing things all the time, it's really hard to tell what's working and what's not. Number 4, follow-up. How many times and how do you follow up? I was on a coaching call recently where a student had already decided the client probably wasn't going to hire him. Why? Well, the client didn't pick up the phone at the agreed upon time that they scheduled for that follow-up call. The last time they spoke, the prospect mentioned, hey, you were getting a couple different bids, and he decided to jump on the conclusion that this deal was dead. Now, is that deal dead just because the client didn't pick up the phone? Absolutely not. But in his mind, it might as well have been, or close to it. It's thinking like this that causes us to stop following up with our clients. Now, the belief that the client isn't going to hire us, or the belief that they don't have money, or the belief that they're a time waster is often the reason agencies give themselves the permission to skip or slack off on client follow-up. Follow up with your clients, and if you're not doing real follow-up, ask yourself why. Now, number 5, use a CRM. Now, one of the best ways to ensure that sales is consistent is to use a CRM. A CRM's job is to help you be consistent with your leads, your nurture, your sales, and your follow-up. Lots of deals are lost because they get forgotten about or they don't follow a process. A sheet of paper, your email inbox, or a spreadsheet is not a CRM. Use a purpose-built tool to help you with your consistency and watch your sales flow in. The bottom line is, give me any agency in the world that's having problems with generating consistent sales, and I promise you it'll fall into leads, nurture, sales, or follow-up. And that's great news because that makes the job of finding strategies to get sales flowing again is a heck of a lot easier. So the bottom line is this: give me any agency in the world that's having problem with generating consistent sales, and I promise you it's going to fall into either leads, nurture, sales, or follow-up. And that's awesome news, because that makes the job of finding strategies to get sales flowing again a heck of a lot easier.